All right, here we go. Boskoe, welcome back.
What's the deal, Vlad?
Did some numbers last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did all right, huh?
A few million people.
I bet, man, everybody been asking me, how do you look?
Oh,
I swear
really?
to God, yesterday, I think I was on live yesterday, like, I still don't know how Vlad looks. And like,
You can Google me, man.
yeah.
Motherfuckers don't have basic life skills.
No, but I swear to God, like, for the longest, I didn't know what you, I told you that last time, like, for the longest, I just never seen any photo of you or anything. Like, it was just crazy. But then, after I finally seen you, then I just start seeing you everywhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? We never seen Vlad. It's crazy.
I mean, I like being low key.
Yeah.
I like being able to move around and, you know, peace and quiet, not being stopped everywhere I go, not having people taking videos and pictures of me everywhere I go. Like, I personally like it. You know, you're on the opposite end of the
I was just about to say, I don't
Yeah.
get that luxury anymore. Like, it's kind of like, yeah.
So everywhere you go, people are stopping you.
They know who I am.
Does it get annoying sometimes?
At times, just like only at times when I'm with my family. Like when I'm out with my boys, like I kind of like I'm ready for that. But like when I'm out like chilling at the restaurant with my daughter and my baby, I don't want to stop and put my daughter down and take a pic with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to be an asshole, but I just like, you know what I mean? I'm doing my thing with my family. Like, you know what I mean? I would never see fucking Jay-Z and stop Jay-Z with his daughter to ask for a pic. Like, you know what I mean? It's a respect thing with me. I just wouldn't do it. But, you know, I know people be fans though, but.
Yeah, man, you sign up for it. You sign up for it and you gotta take it all, you know? Well, let's go ahead and get into what's going on these days. First and foremost, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man.
Had to bow my head for a second.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I was friends with him or we were close, but I did do an interview with him some years back, you know, a serious sit down, and we did run into each other in LA a few times and, you know, chopped it up a little bit. I only have positive things to say about all of our interactions. Did you know him at all?
I did. I mean, I'm not gonna say we were best friends, but we did chill. I chilled with him a couple times. Like, you know, we ran into each other multiple occasions. I had a few conversations with him. You know, we interacted on social media or whatnot, but you know what I mean? It was more like a professional respect and admiration that I have for him than a friendship, but you know what I mean?
Sad, man, sad. That came out of nowhere. I remember when the news first broke, it was like, all right, well, 3 people shot, but it sounded like someone else had gotten killed and Nipsey was okay and everything. And then maybe an hour later, you get the rest in peace text. And
sadly, like my first thought, like, all right, somebody else got killed, Nipsey cool. Like I kind of like almost hoped that, not that I know it sounds kind of fucked up, but I kind of like was hoping it went that way. Like, all right, Nipsey cool, probably lost a homie or something. Like, you know what I mean? But you know, it's like the way it all ended up unfolding was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna lie, it just the way it was like. The way it was done, though, the manner of it, like, it was just like, wow, like, wow.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it seems like it was Eric Holder, shitty cuz. That's who's gotten arrested and charged. He's on video.
Allegedly.
You know, allegedly, I guess, but
I mean,
no one's really, I haven't heard of anyone disputing that it's someone else that.
Yeah, no, I don't, all that conspiracy theory shit and all
Dr.
that
Sebi,
shit. It sound like a bunch of bullshit. It just sound fucking stupid. Like, it just like me being a street dude and coming from the area and knowing the area he from, like, it's like it's not a brand new thing. Like, it's a lot of that goes on, but it just so happened to be Nipsey. Like, you know what I mean? This time it's Nipsey, but it's not surprising thing to hear that coming from the area, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, have you seen these types of arguments escalate?
Yeah.
Well, number one, you know, because we don't know exactly what's happening, but the story that keeps coming up again and again was that dude came around and Nipsey called him a snitch and told him that he can't be around here because of that.
I mean, I heard that version too. I've heard a couple of versions, and honestly, I can't say which one is the right version because I wasn't there, but I mean, like I said, that doesn't sound far-fetched. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds believable. Like, it goes on every day. Like, it's just not Nipsey that it happens to, but these situations, it happens. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, what happens in that type of environment? Because you grew up in Inglewood. Not the same area, but a similar type of area.
But we like right next door to each other. We like
Right.
next door neighbors. Like.
There you go. So you're in a very similar type of environment. What happens when someone gets labeled a snitch in that neighborhood?
It's all bad. Like first of all, see, the thing is, times change. Like, times changed a lot. Like back in the day, like, you get called a snitch, somebody say you snitching, people used to just come up dead. Like a lot of people, it's a lot of people that's dead from getting a snitch jacket put on them, but they didn't even deserve the jacket. Like, you know what I mean? It ended up coming out, they wasn't even the one who snitched, or they, you know what I mean? So it's like, in these days now, it's kind of like, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's good. It's a good thing that it's not happening like it used to. Like, back in the day, like, you get a snitch jacket on, it's a wrap. Like niggas is getting on you. You finna get killed. You finna get fucked up. You get put out the hood. Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But now, these niggas is still hanging around. Like, you got tough snitches now. Like, it's niggas that got snitched and the paperwork is out of them and they still riding around the hood, jumping out, pulling guns on niggas like they all good. Like, you feel me? So it's like, it's a different day and age now. Like, so you really like now, you barely could press a snitch and tell him that he's snitching, or really, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I could see these snitches taking a stand, like, you know what I mean? It's like, but like, not saying that Eric Holder was a snitch.
Snitches
like,
taking a stand.
You know what I mean?
Funny on two different levels.
You feel me? I'm not trying to say that, like, I'm not calling him a snitch or saying that, you know, he was actually a snitch, but I'm just saying, I see, you feel me, snitches is taking a stand nowadays, like, you know what I mean?
There was I did an interview recently with Godfrey. And we were talking about the Nipsey situation, and one of the things that he said that a lot of people are kind of very torn over is that as a multimillionaire, you're around people who have so little.
So little, yeah.
And they're not always going to love that.
Well, then,
and
so
unfortunately,
does that mean you have to help the hood from afar then? That's what it would have to be. You have to, listen, I just always think when this kind of shit happens, you go, well, fuck it then. I'm going to have to help you from afar. I can't have this jealousy shit.
I agree.
You agree?
100%.
How often do you go back to your old neighborhood?
I mean, I go, see, this is the thing. I go, but who I go to see is the thing. Like, who am I visiting when I'm over there? Like, but then, it's not even often though, like, you know what I mean? It's not often at all. Like, I can't say I'm in my hood every week, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't have no reason to be no more. For one, most of my main crew, like, who I grew up with and I came up with, mostly everybody dead and gone, the ones that I was really tight with. And the ones that ain't dead and gone, we grew apart. Like, we not as tight as we used to be. And it's like, I don't sell dope. You know what I mean? I don't sell dope. I'm not trying to be out here banging on niggas no more. So it's like, what am I doing out here? My mother doesn't live in the hood no more. None of my homies even. I don't even I don't have one homeboy that I'm close with like that lives in the hood. So it's like no reason to be in the hood.
So let's just say you said, all right, for the next week, I'm gonna go hang out in my old hood and I'm gonna hang out on the block every day. I'm just gonna be out on the corner with everyone else and just hang out and just, everyone knows me, I'm a popular guy, I'm gonna get that love and people taking pictures, and I'm just gonna spend a whole week just hanging out on the corner every day.
I guarantee something gonna happen.
Something violent.
Something gonna happen, I guarantee.
It's that bad?
I guarantee, like, I'm 100% sure, guarantee.
Give me an example of something that might happen.
Just, you got haters. Like, you got you might have some broke bum ass nigga that just feel like, shit, this nigga Boskoe got a big ass chain. He popping, fucking, I'm gonna rob this nigga, kill him for his chain. Like, you might got a nigga that feel like that. Or you might got a nigga that feel like, man, fuck that. This nigga still a blood to me. Fuck it, I'm a Crip, nigga, fuck Bloods. You feel me? Kill me on that. Or you might got an essay that just feel like, you know, fuck these black fools. Like, you know, it could be anything. You might got a police officer that feel like, oh, this nigga think he got away from us, and you know what I mean? He think he made it out the hood. Man, fuck this nigga. You know, anything can happen. Like, you know what I mean? He try to, you know what I mean? Hit me with the, you know what I mean? With the put your hands up thing. It's like anything can happen, bro. But like, honestly, like me, a man of my stature now, is like, there's no way that I could continue to run the same program that I used to run as a hood nigga. Like, when I was just a common hood nigga, there's no way that I would be able to run that same program now.
Yeah, but Nipsey set up businesses in his neighborhood. Crenshaw Slauson, that's rolling 60s.
But it was dangerous though from the beginning. Like, from the time I seen him do that, like when I seen, I mean, it was admirable. Like, it was an admirable thing. But I was like, that nigga crazy. Like, I wouldn't do it. Like, I couldn't, like, if I did open up a store, like, I couldn't open up a store and be there all the time. Like, it's like a death trap, bro.
He was there all the time. Like, I know people that live over there, and they said Nipsey be hanging out.
He does.
Talking to people, taking pictures.
I'll be riding by Del Crenshaw, I see him out there, see Black Sam, see him standing out there in the parking lot, and like, but it was like, I just always be like, damn, like these niggas is crazy. Like, it's a danger. It was a lurking danger, and I knew it. Like, you know what I mean? I knew it. Like, you know, I admire and I respect what they did, and you know, keeping it real with the hood, that's always a good thing. But sometimes you gotta keep it real from afar. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, the dude that allegedly killed him, it sounded like he didn't even have a car. I mean, because he had like a getaway, you know, he hopped in a girl's car who drove off. Like, had Nipsey opened the store like on Fairfax, which would have been a popping store on Fairfax.
I don't think it would have happened the same.
Nah, a guy like that wouldn't have even been over there.
Exactly. And see, this is the thing. This is why I say you can't still hang in the hood. This is exactly my reasoning for it. Niggas feel more comfortable in their hood. So if somebody that really wanted to kill you, of course he gonna kill you in your hood. This is comfortable. Like I'm not gonna kill you on Hollywood Boulevard where I gotta make it all the way back to Inglewood, but I catch you standing here on Queen Street, I'll definitely feel like, you feel me? I'll definitely take the chance and knock your shit off. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you just gotta know, like, you not the same nigga. Like, we try to feel regular in my mind and still try to move regular, but you're not really a normal person in other people's eyes, and you gotta see the people closest to you, they make you feel normal and like everything is regular, cause I notice like my closest homies don't see me as a celebrity, and like the people that, they don't see you as a celebrity and they don't see you like that, but they gotta understand you are, like, to the world we are. So it's some nigga like, you not feeling like, see, you gotta be a celebrity to know the, you know what I mean? Just to know the angles of this shit. Cause it's like me being in this shit now and having this little fame and shit, I see and I know the danger. And it was there before just as a regular street dude, but now it's like 10 times more magnified now. Like, you feel me? That's how I feel. So it's like, I got even that more reason to be careful and stay dangerous. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, in Nipsey's situation, here you have a multimillionaire that everyone knows is a multimillionaire. You know, he raps about it. He talks about it in interviews. He's got the Rolls Royces and the cars and the jewelry and the businesses and everything.
Gang member from neighborhood 60s.
Yeah, right, and you're surrounded by people who are borderline homeless. You know what I mean? Just to a certain degree. None of them really own property in that area. They're all renting or staying with their mothers or grandmothers.
Or baby mothers.
Yeah, or baby mothers. You know, a lot of them are unemployed.
Most.
You know, a lot of them have criminal records, and a lot of them have guns, and they're angry. And here you are, a multimillionaire, and you're trying to do the right thing, and you're trying to show people, but you're not going to help everybody.
You can't help
You're not going to give every person in that neighborhood a job. And certain people are going to be feeling left out.
You can't make everybody happy.
You can't make everybody happy. And just the ugliness, like the way he got killed, like you saw the video, right?
It was anger.
That was anger.
It was an anger killer.
He shot him, walked away, came back, shot him again.
I think to me, like, I like the way I took it, it seemed like he was like trying to kill everybody out there. Like,
he shot 2 other people.
he was angry, like he was making sure, like he ran, like it seemed like he shot them, bam, bam, and then like he ran to get the dude who ran into the, like he was a kid, that dude was a killer. Like looking at that video, that dude, that wasn't his first rodeo at all. Like that nigga was a killer.
Yeah, no, I asked around. He had a reputation. This guy here had a reputation for being that.
I mean, the crazy part, I actually know his older homie. I never met him before, but I know his older homie though. That's crazy.
Yeah, now you have Chris Darden representing him, which
That's
was
crazy.
That shit was left field once again.
How
like,
did that happen? Like,
public defender. I mean, clearly he's not paying for this guy. Public defender. And he knew he was going to get a bunch of
publicity,
clout, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
That was crazy, bro. I still can't believe this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I ain't seen no murder like that in a while. Like, that dude was like, it wasn't no goofiness to it. Like you see some shit like, this clown ass, like, nah.
Shooting wildly, whatever.
Like,
that
dude was a killer. Like, that dude.
That was a premeditated hit.
That nigga was a killer. I ain't gonna lie, like I've been in some situations, niggas been the nigga on the other side of the gun and plenty of times, and it be these goofy niggas, and I was like, man, that nigga wasn't no killer, like, you feel me? Like, that dude, that nigga was a murderer, like, that nigga was a killer.
Yeah, and he kicked Nipsey, I think, in the head on his way out. They said they just released the
statements.
The coroner's report, I guess. Nipsey was alive for like 35 minutes after he got shot.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he held on for a little bit, but they shot him a bunch of times.
Yeah, he got shot like 6 times. No, it said, I know for sure I seen one in the leg. I know he had the one in the head, and I'm sure like one of the first ones had to be like in the side somewhere, because I seen the dude came from the side. It looked like he was like, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that had to hit somewhere in the side somewhere. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I heard it paralyzed him. They said like the first shot like might have hit his spine and he really couldn't move. That's why he couldn't like. I was just like, man, I was just watching it. I hate, like, honestly, I hate that. I mean, it's like you want to see it, but it's like I kind of hate looking at it at the same time. But it's like you want to like. It kind of gives you that closure that you need, like damn, like fuck, like, but it's like, just seeing him get done like that, it just, like, that shit heartbreaking. That shit, like, it's fucked up. Like, I really, you really can't help but feel like you lost a best friend. Like when you was in tune with someone, I just was in tune. I was real in tune with that dude. Like, I'm a Leo, he was a Leo, and I was just like mentally on a mental level in tune with the dude, and it just like, I really feel like, you feel me? You can't help but feeling like you lost a friend. Like,
I mean, you look at the situation as well. Like, if it went down the way people described, and he's had some words with the dude, and the guy left. The fact that he was there when the guy came back. It just shows how powerful words are. We're on the internet where people say, and they'll leave the craziest comments. They'll send you the craziest DM. They'll talk about killing your mother and eating your kids and whatever else. Like, and people think like, it's just words, and they go make a sandwich afterwards and don't think nothing of it. But words are a powerful thing, man, and you have to take them very seriously.
Honestly, like this ain't not no disrespect to nobody or nothing, or like, You know, cause I done been in situations and things happen and you feel like you will react this way if something happened, but when it's happening, you don't know how you're gonna react until you reacting. So it's like, at first I was like, them dudes, like, it seemed like they just failed him on so many levels. Like, it was like, damn, like, didn't nobody have a gun? Like, but then I felt what they were saying, like they only employ felons, but why didn't they at least employ one non-felon? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's things like that. It's like so many questions. Like I know you want to like look out for the homies, but somebody could have been a non-homie, like a real professional. Like that's I just don't understand that. Like,
Yeah, man. I mean, I've always said it flat out in my interviews. I employ, off-duty cops or retired cops that legally carry weapons. You talk about, for example, you've been on No Jumper with Adam 22. He had that situation where that one crazy dude pulled a gun on his head, and apparently, one of his homies had a gun.
Yeah, I seen it. I met the dude. I've seen the gun. Like, they do be having a strap there. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But like, I'm looking at this going like, my security would have shot that dude in the head.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like. I was kind of thinking that, like, why didn't
like that kid got lucky it wasn't me. Not on some tough guy shit at all.
Just that's what he was supposed to do. You got all the way on
if
camera.
My security sees someone with a gun pointed at my head, their job is to shoot that person in the head and kill them.
That's what was awkward about the whole shit. And a lot of people thought it was a hoax, or a lot of people were saying it was fake. Yeah, I don't think it was fake. I just don't understand. Like, it just didn't make sense. I'm like, what the fuck is? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that dude should have been dead, quite honestly, because Adam could have gotten murdered right then and there.
Would you still get away with that? Like, with security? I don't like. See, they say like
with security.
Would they get
Here
away
it
with
is
that?
on camera. Someone pulled a gun on my client. It may not have been a real gun after the investigators showed up, but who would have known that at the time?
In the heat of the moment, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's better than having my client's head blown off right here on YouTube Live.
Yeah, Nipsey should have had some real security.
Yeah,
like,
man.
even just like, I'm saying, like, not even like, just like a real security guard just for the lot. Like, you know what I mean? Just a real guard, like, just to protect people. Like, what if somebody get robbed in the lot or something? Like, just a regular pedestrian, a customer even, like, you know what I mean? So I think they should have had some real security out there, like, that can be armed.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I agree. Because, a lot of times also, like, I remember me and Mr. Vegas, this Jamaican artist, had a conversation about this. And, Jamaica, you have gangsters and you have like this whole culture around that. And a lot of the Jamaican artists like to have like their crew with them and everything else like that. And he said something interesting. He said,
if you want to get proper security, you don't need a gang.
Right.
You can get some securities.
Right. Like
Pay the police.
Like, I use proper security. Like, in LA, my security is XLAPD, legally
Of course.
carries guns, wears
Of course.
body armor, can legally shoot
Them
you.
little wannabe gangsters, when they see real securities,
Yeah.
they're scared as shit. Trust me. If you get real security, that's what you need. You don't need to pay people to come around with guns, and then you end up fighting for your freedom like this rapper here from New York.
Troy Ave.
No, I'm Bobby.
Bobby Schmurder.
Right.
It creates, a barrier around you. Now, it could still happen. I mean, shit, John F. Kennedy got killed. Like, it could still happen. But, yeah, man, this is what I try to tell people, man. Invest in that shit, Invest in it.
I know if I ever get big enough to be able to afford security, I'm definitely investing in security.
I don't have it everywhere I go, but when I go to events,
like,
100%.
Definitely.
100%, or else I just won't go. If my security can't make it, I just cancel.
You got haters. You just got haters.
I got haters.
And you're not even a bad dude, Vlad, but you just got haters. Bro.
Everyone got haters. We all do.
Haters. Like, I've never heard you say nothing negative on nobody, or I've never heard you, like, go in talking shit about nobody, but you got so many haters. It's crazy. Like,
all good.
I see it all day, every day. I see it. Like, I'll be like,
especially when you show up on there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I swear to God, them, like, it's like us together. It's like,
Super haters.
It's crazy.
Big U, who's been on my show before.
Shout out to Unc.
Yep. He organized a peace walk where he invited all the different gangs in LA. Did you go to that at all or no?
I actually, the crazy part, I was stuck in the house babysitting that day. I was like, I wanted to go so bad, but I had my daughter and I messed around and laid down with the baby and we was knocked out and I woke up and I missed it.
You would have gone though.
Yeah, of course.
So he basically invited, it was open to everybody, but only to actual gang members. No fans, no regular civilians, just gangs. He like listed them out, like Rolling 60s, Hoovers,
Everybody.
A-Trays, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it was a peaceful affair.
It worked out. My partner actually was there.
Yeah? Okay. And you know, from what I understand, there was no incidents.
Nothing.
At
Everything
all.
was smooth. See, Big U got a lot of respect in the streets. Like Big U is a real respectable dude, and then, you know, he deal with a lot of other real respectable dudes. So, like once the masses come together and they say this what it is, that's what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Big U, when we did our interview, he actually talked about how once he started like managing Nipsey, they specifically went on kind of a campaign to try to unite the gang situation in LA, because it's kind of interesting the way he explained it. Like, you had gangster rappers come out of LA, but no one really claimed a specific set like that. Like, you know, like Rolling 60s. Like, you know what I mean?
You gotta remember when Nipsey came out, he the first artist and the only artist ever to never come out and claim a city.
He claimed
Luke
a set.
claimed Long Beach, he claimed a set. And he claimed one of the most violent sets on records. So when we start moving, I used to purposely watch all our videos, make sure. And I used to tell Steve, no, that video can't go out because in the back of there, got somebody's set crossed out. And that video, no, you can't do this. And we used to purposely, like, make sure we wasn't dissing people, but representing the turf.
Right. And Nipsey would wear red in his
And
videos.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, you can wear that, wear what you want to wear. You know what I mean? Because I knew that it would send a message to LA. And once we was able to kill the color line, that bull effect, you see red, you got to target, you got to attack it, you got to go at it. It would start making people be able to move.
DJ Quick was a blood, but he didn't really focus
know
on
he was from Treetop. Like, yeah.
Treetop. You know what I mean? He may have mentioned it here, but he didn't focus just on that. You know,
10.
Mac 10, Eazy-E, all actual gang members who didn't focus on their specific set. But Nipsey came out and said Rolling 60s, but he wore red in videos. When they did videos and you know, when they did music videos, they're very careful. Where like, oh, okay, no, this shot, there's like this one hood crossed out in the back. Let's cut this out because this is gonna cause problems. And you know, with him, and you know, he was fucking with YG and Kendrick and that whole crew and Game, and they really kind of helped unite the situation. Because I remember, you know, 10, 15 years ago, I felt it was more tense in LA.
It was way more tense.
Different sets couldn't work together on music. You couldn't hang out in studios with people that you weren't affiliated with.
Honestly, like yeah, Nipsey like one of the first like biggest artists that was really like making a conscious effort to, you know what I mean, deal with, or cause like I can't really think of nobody else that was really doing it like that, like just really like dealing with the Crips and dealing with the Bloods, like not that I could think of at the top of my head.
Do you think there'll ever be a situation where like the set and the affiliation really just doesn't matter? Where there's no more gang wars, there's no more of this neighborhood, you know, I can't fuck with you because you lived in a certain area and that type of thing?
Honestly, I don't think we ever gonna get rid of that, because that's what it always been that since before gangs. Like it's been that since it's been America, North versus South, the Civil War. Like yeah, it's always gonna be a difference in opinion, and you always gonna have people that section themselves. If it's not over Bloods and Crips, it's gonna be over something else. Like it's always gonna be something.
But it doesn't have to be violent. people compete. Businesses compete against each other. Like, people compete in different ways. It doesn't have to turn into bloodshed.
I think the violence gonna be here as long as the guns is here. Like, we don't make the guns. Like, you know what I mean? Like people keep saying stop the violence, but you keep making guns. Like, it's like you contradicting yourself. How the fuck you gonna stop the violence and you keep giving us these guns? Like, fuck is the violence gonna stop?
Well, Kodak Black made those comments about Law in London, and you commented on it.
Real clown. I just like with the magnitude of everything that's going on right now, and the way people feeling about the passing of Nip, and you gonna go and say some disrespectful shit and let yourself, like, if that's how you felt to yourself, fuck it, like, that's cool. But you gonna let yourself be recorded on video saying some weirdo shit like that, like, at a time like this, like, you deserve everything you getting right now, like seriously, cause honestly, Kodak one of them niggas, like, you just don't, like, he don't learn, like Kodak, it's like Kodak he almost don't give a fuck, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you don't give a fuck, and it's just like, nah, nigga, this was the last straw, like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga.
Do you think Kodak's a little bit slow?
I think he's very slow. Like, I say
I'm not even trying to be funny right now.
No,
I'm saying,
serious.
like, if Kodak took an IQ test,
he'll fail. Like seriously, I think, like, he really slow. Like, if you look at my page, I always use the little short bus meme the little short bus emoji for him. Like Kodak really, like, strikes me as a mentally challenged, mildly autistic fella. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously. For real.
so how can you really get mad at someone who is not all the way there?
Cause you a grown ass man. Like, at the same time, you a grown man and you accountable for your actions, bro. So it's like, you already made the mistake. All you had to do was apologize, but, like, you couldn't even apologize, right? Like, he tried, like.
He kind of apologized.
He kind of apologized, but you still disrespected in the apology. Like, so it's like, you might as well not even say shit. Like, it was just, but honestly, like, I really think Kodak is retarded, like.
Well, the T.I. back and forth was kind of interesting.
That was hilarious. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Expeditiously.
Expeditious. That, like, he knew what expeditiously meant. Like, he didn't
Put
know
up
what
in the
that
book.
meant.
But what was kind of funny, what was funny to me, and listen, I respect T.I. I've interviewed him before. I think what he's accomplished was dope. But T.I. said what he said, which is understandable. And then Kodak Black came back with, or what? And then T.I. took his paintings off the museum walls.
But I seen Kodak, like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't asking you to put my shit up there, no way, nigga. This shit was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
They little back and forth. It been funny.
I mean, it was really kind of like, that's your comeback? You took his paintings off the wall, off the trap museum? Like,
that shit was hilarious.
yeah, I did I went on Instagram. I said, who are the hardest comeback? Nas, Ether, or T.I. taking those paintings off the wall? Who came harder?
Like, but see, T.I., he gonna keep everything neat. Like, T.I. is a neat dude. Like, T.I., I noticed that about T.I. Like, he don't like to get too messy. Like, he gonna voice his opinion, but he gonna keep it neat. Like, he ain't gonna let things get sloppy and out of hand. And, like, I think he just being real, like, he just trying to check him in an intelligible way. Like, you know?
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, when you look at these situations, the fans rile it up and everything else like that, but I kind of get where Kodak is coming from in terms of, like, the back and forth, because it's like, okay, or what? Kodak is surrounded by a bunch of guys that look like they're willing to shoot somebody, given the right situation, as is T.I. Kodak and T.I. will never have a one-on-one fight, or even a face-to-face. I don't think that the people around them will allow a face-to-face between these two people.
I don't
see.
think
So you kind of, and what? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, we're both multimillionaires. We both have people around us. So,
and you both, like, honestly, like, this shit is like you gotta understand your position, and, like, once you become like a sort of pillar in the community, and you got people watching you, and you know you gotta lead by example. Like, you can't be out here like just fighting with niggas and all this bullshit. Like, you start like, it's like that shit is like, it's really some clown shit. Like, if they was to like meet up and get in some fist fight shit, like that shit would be like, it'd make you like lose a little respect. Like, man, that shit like.
It's never gonna happen.
I don't think so.
It will never happen.
It shouldn't.
It will never happen. So people are just free to just say whatever they feel like without any sort of real repercussions on either end.
I mean, kinda. Unless we put up this celebrity boxing thing and
Never gonna happen.
yeah.
Never gonna happen. But like, for example, like Kodak Black started shouting out Shorty Low when he kind of did the whole response to T.I. because Shorty Low and T.I. used to go at it.
Yeah.
And I remember I've interviewed Shorty Low during that time.
When they was beefing?
When they were beefing, yeah. And I'd been to Shorty Low's house and interviewed him there. Cool dude, man. Rest in peace. But I think like with T.I. and Shorty Low, they all knew each other. They all grew up around each other. They knew people in the same, in their, in the crews. And they knew that, like, yeah, they can get into a fist fight at, the Southern Entertainment Awards and someone might throw a chair or whatever else, but no one's going to start shooting each other.
Yeah.
You roll up on Kodak Black, you don't know what to expect.
Ain't no telling. Huh?
You know what I'm saying? If T.I. tried to roll up on Kodak Black, he'd be taking his life into his hands at that point.
I just don't think it's really that serious. Like, I don't think T.I. is that invested in it. Like, I don't, like, he said what he said, but I don't think it's a situation like that needs to go that far. Like, between them two, not between them two.
Yeah. Well, I hope not. We don't need any more tragedies this year.
Yeah, exactly.
2019 is already getting off to
I heard another rapper just got killed, though.
Yeah, this one dude who was down with Trippie Redd.
Black Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with him, but yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
got. I heard he's brain dead, actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, a lot of. Shit. We interviewed Young Greatness. We interviewed Jimmy Wapo. We never interviewed XXXTentacion, but you know the story with him. It's sad, man. I mean, Boosie said, rap is the most dangerous job in the world.
Shout out to the Boosie clip.
Yeah. Boosie just got arrested for gun possession and marijuana possession in Georgia.
That's crazy. Boosie can't get a break, man. Boosie can't get a break.
I mean, regular guest on the show, does our biggest interviews. His stuff always goes viral and gets memed and everything else like that. Great person. I've been dealing with him for a lot of years.
They just won't leave Boosie alone, man.
Yeah, man, I don't know the situation. I don't know whether maybe that was someone else's shit. But you can't fuck around in Georgia.
Yeah.
You can't. And, we had interviewed Boosie, and he talked about how...
One time they stopped me in my in one of my cars and took their knife out the side when I was on the car and cut all my seats up in the back of my seats. One time I was pulled over and I had like 4,700 on me. I was on the interstate. They let me go. My money was on the car. They took it out the rubber band, say you can go now, and threw my money all over the interstate and pulled off. They came in my house one time, went in my diamond ring case, took 2 of my diamond rings. I'm just trying to think, man, goddamn.
So he moved to Atlanta, and he said, in Atlanta, the cops are actually kind of cool, but they're still cops.
Cops gonna be cops. They're not your friend. Like, you could develop a cool, professional respect for certain officers and, officers that you run across regularly in the neighborhood or whatever, but you can't ever feel like they your friend or feel like they not gonna take you to jail if they get the chance to. Like, you can't put that in your mind. Like, the police are not our friends. Like, they not. As a street dude, like, not even as a street dude, just as a young black man coming up, the police were never our friend. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, from what the story goes is the cop, I guess Boosie swerved or whatever. When the cop pulled up, he smelled weed in the car, and it's like, I know Boosie's a smoker. I mean, he smokes in our interviews at his house.
I never get to smoke in Lord though.
What do you mean?
I never get to smoke.
You never get to smoke?
Yeah. Well, I never get to smoke.
What do you mean?
In our interviews, I never get to smoke.
Well, in the studio, you can't smoke.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. I don't own this actual studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I did, you could smoke all you want. But yeah, you know, I'm a smoker. I smoke every day, but I don't smoke in the car. It's too dangerous.
It's a DUI now.
It's a DUI, 100%.
DUI.
100%, because you're under the influence. They go in, smell smoke in your car. Like you cannot smoke in the car. You know, I also don't carry. You know, I have guns, but I don't carry them in the car. I don't roll around with them. Once again, too dangerous.
Probably shouldn't. I don't roll around with guns.
Yeah,
Not that I own any, but you know.
it's dangerous, man. And Boosie, I mean, he beat multi-murders.
Yeah, he did.
He was facing the chair, or I guess lethal injection. He was facing the needle.
He was.
In Louisiana, where they do not fucking care. He beat that shit.
That was like God's grace. Like, like for a long time, I thought it was looking bad. I thought it was over for a minute. I thought it was over.
He was on 10 years probation.
Crazy.
He got off it. Once he got off it, he started smoking his ass off. Yeah, man, I hope that, you know, the other guy in the car takes the charge. Hopefully.
I mean, he should be all right though. That he off probation, so he should be. I say he got action at probation again or something. Probably throw him back on.
Just throw him back on probation.
Yeah, I don't think he gonna go back to jail.
Well, he said in a lot of interviews that he'll take some jail time over probation.
Probation, yeah, I heard that.
I heard Meek took an extra 10 years or some shit. I was pissed off when I heard it. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed off when I heard it. I don't know how true it is. I don't know the facts about the story. But, you know, if I was in this situation, I wouldn't have took no extra motherfucking 10 years to come home. I'd have laid down a couple years and came home a free man. You know, I can't say that because me and him in different situations. You know, you gotta feel his pain too. Like if he did take that, you know, that nigga got a son he wanted to come home and see. Shit, he know one thing, shit. I gotta get that sack, take care of my boy, I just gotta do right. But as far as me, I don't think I would've took no 10. I couldn't have did right probably for no extra 10 after I already been on paper.
I doubt they gonna give him 10 years probation for that. Like, that was the nature of that, what he was fighting, but I doubt for this he gonna get 10 years probation.
You been on probation before?
I'm on probation now.
Probation right now?
I'm on probation now.
Okay. So that means even though you're technically not in prison, you're also not a regular citizen.
Exactly.
They don't need due process. They don't need probable cause.
Nope.
They could show up at your house right now and just run through it.
If they wanted to.
For no reason whatsoever.
No reason.
They could
I'm on probation.
They could pull you over for no reason and run through your car.
Subject to search and seizure.
And if they find anything, it's 100% legal. You can't say like, oh, well, he didn't have probable cause. Like, doesn't matter.
Search.
Doesn't matter. Mm-mm. What's that like?
It's like, it's really like walking on broken glass. Like it's like walking on broken glass trying not to get cut. I swear to God, like that's the best analysis I could give that. I swear, like every day of my life it feel like I'm walking on broken glass barefoot and I'm trying not to get cut.
So have you had your probation officer just show up randomly at your house?
Nah. Like, I mean, when I was on parole.
Parole, okay.
On parole, yeah, but on probation, probation a little more, like my experience with probation, it been like a little more lenient than parole. Like that probation, they don't bother you like parole. Like parole, they gonna show up to your house, serve shit and all the bullshit, but probation is more kind of like, just don't get in trouble and report every month, you good. Like, you know what I mean? Don't catch a case, make sure you report every month, you good.
But they still give you like piss tests and stuff like that?
No, I don't get drug tested.
Oh, okay.
I don't have drug offenses. So
so it's based on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you live in California, you can legally smoke weed. It's not a big deal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's a plus. Well, we interviewed Sarah Molina,
Oh my
Tekashi's
God.
baby mama. And you actually commented on that.
I wanted to tell you, shout out to you for them pics, bro. How did you get them pics?
Pics of what?
The little photo shoot.
Oh, with her with like a thong and all that?
Yeah, how did you get that?
She had posted those herself.
Yeah?
We just,
You just took them here?
yeah, people, no, I didn't take those pics. She had posted those pics for something she did. People thought that was part of the interview or something.
It wasn't though?
No, not in the least.
I thought it was part of the interview. That's how I was like, how the fuck did Vlad get
Nah,
that?
nah.
Okay.
People started coming up with the whole like that I'm.
You hit that and
I never even met her in person because we had to do the interview remotely. Like,
okay.
well, let me just put that out there. Me and her have never been face to face, like you know, physically.
That was dope though. I was like, damn, Vlad a motherfucker for that. I said, Vlad always get the exclusives.
Nah, she had posted those herself, but it kind of no one really caught on to it until I found those pictures. You know, we posted it like, all right, well, this is someone we just interviewed, and you know, the internet went crazy over it.
It did. That was a dope interview too. I didn't understand why you made her read the transcripts. I didn't understand that. Like that was like kind of awkward to me.
Well, we got a copy of the transcripts beforehand, and they're publicly available. This was not something that we somehow secretly obtained. Like you could, you know, he did the plea agreement, and they sealed it for a little while because if you read the plea agreement, it actually says that they wanted to be sealed because they were trying to apprehend some other people, and they wanted to keep it secret until those other people were apprehended. Once those other people were apprehended, they released the plea agreement. So we got a copy of it, and no one really knew about this. So I said, well, what better person to read this than his baby mother?
She should have refused. I think she got like, well, really both of y'all got a lot of backlash. I ain't gonna say backlash, but y'all had a lot of haters behind that one. But I didn't. It was kind of awkward to me. I didn't really understand it. I honestly felt like she should have refused it, but you know, it is what it is. I spoke to her though. I told her like I thought it was awkward, but you know.
So you spoke to her what, online?
Yeah, I spoke to her. We went live a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been speaking to her.
Okay.
I've been communicating.
Oh,
She
okay.
real cool. Like
She
I
is
actually
cool, yeah.
I apologized to her and we spoke and just, you know, I let her came to a better understanding. We just came to an understanding. So we cool now. She cool.
Well, I mean, I disagree. I have a problem with what Tekashi's doing, quite honestly. You know, I don't usually take sides in these types of things, but in this situation, like, you know, you were telling people to do shit, to do things over beefs that you were starting yourself.
That
You were directing illegal activities based on problems that you were starting yourself.
Now you just tell
And then you turn around and told on those people that you were telling to do the shit. You know? It's like me selling you some coke and then calling the police and saying I just sold you some coke and you get arrested. Because I told on you, but I sold you the coke. And then I walk away because I got to snitch on you. Like,
That's fucked up.
I'm not with that. You know, he's in the fucking, you see him on camera, you know, putting money on Chief Keef's head. You see him in the pictures and the videos involved in the actual crimes. And they're saying he's gonna get out in September.
And you could just get a fucking deal and tell on everybody.
And everyone else, I mean,
I know,
damn,
that's crazy.
Shotty getting like what, 10 or 15 years.
Oh, they gave him a plea deal already too?
Everyone's taking plea deals.
Yeah, you better.
Everyone, I think the last couple guys just recently took plea deals. And if you look at the paperwork, you know, what she read, he agrees to.
The defendant's obligation under this agreement are as follows: that he shall truthfully and completely disclose all information of the activities of himself and others to the U.S. Attorney's Office, that he will cooperate fully with the New York City Police Department, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Homeland Security Investigations, and other law enforcement agencies. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
That he shall attend all meetings of the office, that he shall provide to the office upon request any document that shall truthfully testify before the grand jury or at any trial, that he shall bring the office's attention all crimes which he has committed, and that he shall commit no further crimes.
Okay, and read the next paragraph, and that'll be it.
If the defendant does this, the office, and this is detailed on pages 4 and 5 of the agreement, agrees not to prosecute the defendant for the crimes set forth in counts 1 through 9 of superseding information, as well as additional crimes that the defendant has told the government about.
That nigga probably suck a dick at this point. Like, anything to stay out of jail.
Yeah.
Sick.
I mean, how do you feel about that whole situation?
Sickening. Like, but honestly, I told y'all so. I swear to God, I was the first person. There was nobody publicly going at Tekashi online before me. I swear to God, I was the first person saying, nah, this nigga's a clown. Hell nah. Rainbow Bright, Punky Rooster. I had every name. Like he was a clown from the beginning. Like, I knew it. I seen it coming. So, like, I'm not surprised at all, and I love to say I told y'all so.
Have you seen this type of thing happen? You know, in your neighborhood? People
Nah.
just telling on everybody? Nah.
Nah, we ain't gonna lie that. Like, nah.
Yeah, I interviewed Trey D. He said he's never seen this type of thing before either. This
never
is
seen
something new. Do you see these type of situations a lot where a crew gets nabbed up and one person says, I'm telling on everybody?
No.
That's rare.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
It is. And I think it was because the way that they went about it. You know, it kind of like snowballed into we're a big gang now, and we're the hottest we got the hottest artists pushing our gang, so we're gonna promote our gang, and and it went wrong. You should have been promoting the artists, you know what I'm saying, and keeping the gang thing like gang's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, out of sight, out of mind.
That's some shit. Like, he's like, I said it the other day. I said he's a model snitch. He's like a snitch that good snitches can emulate for years to come. Like I said that, like that nigga's a model snitch. Like nigga, I've never seen snitching of that caliber, and then just like that. Like, nigga, you're a model. Like, he's the definition of snitch. Like if there was a fucking Wikipedia answer for snitch, it should have his picture up there. I swear to God.
Look at the whole situation, right? You grew up in a gang area. People who become bloods in your neighborhood, they start around what age?
Usually it start. See, like, most people grow in it, so you kind of like most people, like, we went to elementary together, so you kind of like, you grow to it.
Right,
like,
but what's the average age you've seen people start claiming blood?
Like 15, 16.
Right, and in order to do that, there's usually certain things you have to do, right?
Not really have to do it. See, it's kind of like people think you have. It's not what you have to do. It's just like most things is building. You just building a bond with your brothers. Really, it's like you can't take a soldier to war if he ain't never been to boot camp. Like, you feel me? So it's basically like boot camp. Like, you know what I mean?
But this is what I'm saying. Tekashi never went through boot camp.
Exactly. Like,
He joined when he was 19 or something.
straight to the front line, like no boot camp,
Right.
straight to the front line.
And when I ran into him, he was like, "Yeah, blood. You see him out here in LA, right? Blood." Like, he was really talking that blood shit,
I
like,
swear
for
to
real.
God, he wasn't even blooding. Like, he didn't even really start blooding like that until after, like, I swear to God, like, he got that whole blooding like that for me. Like he wasn't, if you look, when he first started talking, he wasn't talking like that. And then he really was watching me. You could tell he started copying my whole everything. I swear, my whole lingo. I seen it. He tried to copy my whole little. I swear to God, he learned how to be a blood from me. He watched me and learned how to be a blood.
I can see that.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, Sarah even talked about it. She said, yeah, one day he just came home and had a red rag. It was almost like a fashion thing. Out of the blue, suddenly he's got red rags and he's saying blood and he's waving it around and everything else like that.
It made me question. I had to ask him, I'm like, yo, you blood? Like, is this what you doing now? Like, I just want to know out of curiosity, because he was going so hard with it. But he told me he wasn't, and I guess it was just for fashion, I guess. Like, these are the dudes that he's rolling with. They're holding him down. So I guess he's representing. I don't know. Like, that's how I saw it.
That nigga watch Boskoe on Vlad.
And then, then he was just a blood, and you got a bunch of dudes that are co-signing it. And like I said, like what I was trying to say was like, when you grew up, you couldn't just say you're a blood and then go work at Best Buy all day long and not do anything related to that. Like you had to actually do certain things.
You had to prove yourself.
You had to prove yourself. This guy went and just a bunch of dudes who really were official all co-signed him and all said, yeah, you could run with this and we'll all back you up.
But you know what's the crazy part? A lot of the rap game is like if you look at a lot of these blood rappers, these all of a sudden blood rappers, they damn near the same shit. Like all of a sudden they picked up a red rag and started saying blood, and niggas start vouching for them. But like, what did they do? Like, where they been all these years? Like, where was you a blood 3 years? Where was Casanova being a blood 4 years ago? Like, you didn't hear nothing. Like, it's a lot of these rappers. Like, just this.
Well, I've interviewed Casanova. I guess you've had some issues with him, but I interviewed him. I mean, he came up through the prison system. He did a lot of prison time.
Yeah, but
and he was putting in work in the prisons.
That's cool.
He's cutting a lot of people. Like he was. This is not a pushover guy that we're talking about. I've been around him. I'm not just gonna say like.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like these dudes ain't been bloods. These dudes wasn't bloods as kids. Like you know what I mean? They
Maybe
wasn't.
Not.
I don't think he was running around at 16, 17, 18 of blood.
Yeah, but he was in prison how many years?
I don't know.
Quite a bit.
But that's what I'm saying is like. We didn't accept, like, you had to, like, kind of grow into this shit. Like, you couldn't just walk up and say, I want to be a blood, and then niggas just say, okay, start hanging out with, like, you couldn't do that. Like, and it seemed like that's what's going on in the rap industry. It's not really the streets. It's just, that's what's going on.
Well, right. I mean, let's just say Chris Brown gets caught up in some shit. You really think that he's not going to tell on anybody? He's going to go and do 5 years prison time? Chris Brown?
Nah.
The superstar R&B singer? You think he's going to, if a shootout happens that he was somehow involved in, you think he's going to hold it down with his co-defendants? I don't think so.
Chris Brown ain't even been through shit. He ain't even been into shit. Like
but he claims blood.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like, honestly, I think I don't think he'll hold it down. I don't think he'll stay solid. He won't be solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not calling him a coward or nothing, but
no.
He's just not built. He's not the type of dude.
I don't think he's going to take all that type of prison time.
He's not the type of dude that's built for that life.
Lil Wayne may, though.
Lil Wayne?
Maybe. But he grew up in that type of environment. Maybe not blood, but he grew up in in New Orleans and that type of street environment.
I mean, I can't say. For a lot of these dudes, I can't say.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a lot. Honestly, I just like, why you all want to be bloods anyway? Like, why everybody want to be a blood? Like, go be a doctor. Go be a lawyer. Like, why everybody want to be a blood? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody don't got to be a blood. Like,
well, I mean, hopefully this Nipsey situation is going to get people thinking twice. Like, this is classically what comes with this type of affiliation.
Oh yeah,
This is historically what happens.
Death or jail. It's no glorious end to this shit. It's no retirement Rolex. There's no pension check. You don't get, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get no ceremony. Like, it's nothing. Like,
did you ever see the Mob James interview?
Yeah, I watched it.
That was
I actually just met Mob James like earlier this week. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
good dude.
Yeah, he cool. He was cool.
Hell of an interview.
But I never got to watch the whole thing though.
Check it out, man. Very, very emotional because his brother Buntry got killed.
Buntry was his brother.
Right.
Okay, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
By another blood. But he basically said at the end of the day, with everything that happened with Death Row, with all the hundreds of millions that have been made and all the work that they put in and everyone who got beat up and shot and killed, everyone walked away with nothing.
We ain't got one millionaire. We ain't got $1,000. We ain't got not one man prospered from that. Not one. Everybody is back where they at. And when I say that, a lot of people get me twisted and saying that I'm bitching about what we got paid or where we at. Take your licks. I take my licks. I'm the first one to admit that if I can do this again, I'd get paid. And everybody else would be getting paid. But everybody knew what the outcome of this was going to be pretty much, because when Suge went to jail, Suge took back everything. He didn't want nobody to drive. He didn't want nobody to live.
So all the cars were basically leased under death row?
Yeah.
And then when he went to jail, he took everyone's cars back.
Park it. If I ain't driving and out there hanging out, enjoying the bitches and this and that, give up the car. And they was, and these is killers. And they was parking the cars. And the only reason why they was parking the cars because when Suge come home, they want to be in good grace. Come on, man. You are back to doing what you was doing before you even met him. Now everybody is back on the same page. So death row for everybody was a waste of life.
All those Bloods from Compton,
Nothing.
they all walked away with nothing. Broke, back where they started.
Shit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Suge.
And Suge got it the worst. Well,
Look
I don't
at
know about
Suge.
the worst, but because people died. But yeah, Suge is now doing 28 years. You actually had a Treyway chain on.
I still got it.
You still got it?
I still got it.
Where did that chain come from? Can you say?
Yeah, it was actually one of the Treyway artists that was on one of the only artists that was actually signed to Treyway. It was his chain, and I bought it from him. He was selling. He went online saying that he was selling the chain. He wasn't a part of Treyway no more. So I just seen it as an opportunity to troll 6ix9ine and just like just have a little fun with it. So we came back, and I had just came back from New York. And we came back from New York. We went and met up with the dude and grabbed it from him.
So you bought the chain off him. Mm-hmm. Can you say how much?
Couple racks.
Couple racks.
Couple racks.
Okay. Was it real diamonds and all that?
Yeah, it's gold, diamonds, some real stones. It was cool.
Okay.
Cool little piece.
I mean, but
I just can't wear no nigga chain. Like I can't wear no nothing nigga chain. Like and like
say-
I got it for fun, but I'm not gonna just be sporting the chain like, oh, this Treyway. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Because it wasn't stolen or anything
No,
else
no,
like
it
that.
wasn't
Right.
stolen chain. No,
Can you see what the artist was?
it was Alshon Martin.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
He was one of the, he was the dude from Hoover who everybody was on about bringing 6ix9ine out here. The one when they was like, oh, 6ix9ine running around LA with some Hoovers. So he was actually one of the dudes that they were talking about.
Oh man, it's funny how rappers align themselves with gangs for protection. Like I've never wanted to do that because I always felt like if I and I know a lot of people, like a lot of people sit on my chair, but I've always known that if I use one of these guys to handle a problem, I am now tied to them.
You opening
Like I'm now opening myself to extortion of one degree or another. That's why I'd rather pay for my own security to handle my own problems, and I know that I have a level of control over these people without it escalating.
See, but the thing is, when you're a hip hop artist, when you're a rapper, 9 times out of 10, you a street dude. You talking that street shit. You dealing with street people. So, as a street person, it's gangs everywhere. Gangs run the street. Gangs run the shit. Like just as far as the street, you got to move around these clubs. You got to go to these cities and perform. So, you can't just be. It's like Rich the Kid. Like Rich the Kid per se. Like Rich the Kid, he not from LA. You a dude, you not from LA. You're not a gangbanger. You're not really affiliated with the Bloods like that. You're not affiliated with the Crips. So he be getting robbed a lot. Like niggas be like, a lot of dudes like, that makes him a target. Like, especially being in Los Angeles, you're not affiliated with no gang. And you're not from.
Rich the Kid got robbed?
Yeah, hell yeah. Remember he got robbed a few times. Remember the home invasion with Tory
Oh yeah,
Bricks?
right. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And
I forgot
then
about that.
remember the studio situation with Usher and
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
You a
Man, I remember
target.
the Lil Uzi Vert situation, but that was kind of
Yeah, that was something. Yeah, that was something else. But you're a target though. That's why that stuff keeps happening, because you're not a street dude and you're not moving around with security. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's either out here, you either moving around with security, or you moving around with your squad, with a squad of street niggas. You affiliated with one of these hoods out here, and that's just how it is. Like,
Rich got enough money to get regular ass security. You know, probably letting people go to his house and shit like that. I don't invite no one to my fucking house. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? We could go meet at a restaurant.
Yeah, for real.
You know, and yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, but like I said, you end up opening yourself up to extortion when you start doing that.
That's what Chris Brown did. Like Chris Brown, you linked up with these dudes. You're not from here. You from Ohio, or you from Ohio. Then you move out here. Now you from Pyru. Now you got all these dudes running around your house, and they know you not a real street dude. You open yourself up to bullshit. They done robbed his house so many times and burglarized. You never heard about Chris Brown house burglarized?
I did.
Many times, but it be like the same dudes you be having around though. Like you be bringing these niggas around, like nigga.
Right, and you have your daughter in there. It's not.
And you not really.
Remember, he was beefing with someone. He actually dropped his location. He dropped his like home address or something.
Weirdo shit,
I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like
Chris Brown be on drugs though. He got real.
I could see that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I could see
that's
that.
That's that part.
You know, that erratic.
Everybody that know him say that. Like that's why I'm not just like, but everybody know everybody say he got a real real bad drug habit.
You and Daz went back and forth at one point.
Yeah, Daz a clown to me now. Like Daz a clown now. Like I used to have a lot of respect for Daz, but like now, like just after that whole situation, Daz a clown to me in my eyes.
Well, I fuck with Daz. He's been on VladTV, and me and him communicate. I remember at one point he kind of apologized to the Bloods, because I guess when he was going back and forth,
But still say, fuck Boskoe, me and Boskoe gonna get it. He's a clown, bro. I mean, you know, I know that's your boy, but I'm just...
Well, I mean, we have a professional relationship.
Yeah.
We don't hang out and go see movies. Like, you know, we text each other sometimes about certain things. You know, and I respect him the same way I respect you. What did he say about Bloods that made him apologize like that?
He just completely disrespected. He just, like, I didn't say nothing about Blood. I had roasted him. I roasted his braids being short, like, you know, just regular, you know, roasting, clowning shit. He gets on there and just disrespect the whole Blood Corps. Oh, yeah, it's like, you know, it's certain words you say and you just diss.
The S word?
Yeah, the S word. So he get up there, he dropped the S bomb for no reason, and it's just, niggas was on his ass.
And he apologized.
I mean, he apologized, but nigga.
I mean, he's got his own set of problems right now with the arrest. Remember, he had the bust where they found a bunch of weed and stuff.
I just got over it, because it's like, you're not going. He don't want to do nothing. Like anybody, like you gonna get up there and apologize, but say, but fuck Boskoe though. But I still ain't seen you yet though. I ain't seen you yet. Like that's why it's just a. Like, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm gonna get mad over it again. Dad's a clown to me though.
Well, I mean, but nothing actually happened between y'all two.
No
physical altercations happened. No one lost any money. No one's family got affected. So y'all could still just talk it out and squash it in a conversation.
I mean, yeah, we could. I mean, yeah, it could. Like, you know, I ain't saying I gotta do nothing to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it could still be talked out, like, as an adult. Like,
but don't you think with everything that happens, you're better off working shit out instead of just having these kind of lingering beefs with people?
But see, honestly, I don't have no beef with Daz. Like, I didn't never have no beef. Like, Daz took it to that point. Like, I didn't say nothing for you to feel like you had to take it there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever I said was in a joking manner. I didn't say nothing disrespectful. I didn't call you bitch ass niggas and, you feel me, nothing like that. You just decided to jump off the fucking high dive and say that shit. Like,
well, maybe y'all will work it out someday. Like I said, it doesn't seem all that serious.
Maybe you can mend it. Shit.
Maybe. I'll text him after this. I'll see if y'all want to talk it out.
Shit, you know, if you do that.
All right, there you go. After this, I'll go ahead and hit him up and see what happens.
Serious, man. You can do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take the initiative. 'Cause like I said, I'm cool with both of y'all. And if something actually happened, it's like, well, nah, they can't work it out because he owe him $50,000 until that's paid back.
I'll say this: let's do it for Nipsey.
Let's do it for Nipsey. There you go. Let's do it for Nipsey. Well, speaking of Suge, I interviewed Yukmouth. And we talked about the whole situation with Suge, and he mentioned in the interview that you were there.
Boskoe was with Suge the night when I got robbed.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so he was with Suge, so he could vouch, you know what I mean, for what the fuck happened.
This is going to come up in the next Boskoe interview.
Yeah, he was there that night, you know what I mean? So he went on his line, you know what I mean, defending me, you know what I mean? Because I think Gonzo was talking shit about me. So Boskoe and Gonzo was going at it, so I think Boskoe defended me, you know what I mean? So I was shouting him out and end up like singing on him, like, nigga, your face, nigga, woo, woo, woo. Nigga, I was, you know what I mean? I wasn't fucking with you because you had a grimy ass face. This before you had the beard, it was just all fucked up. The face was just crazy. I'm like, oh, this nigga crazy. I gotta watch out for him. So he didn't appreciate that. He didn't appreciate that. And started going in on me, man. But me and him hopped on the phone and chopped it up and shit, man. But he knows that night I kept it solid, man. He was there.
He was there.
He was there.
All right,
man.
I'm going to bring it up.
Defending another nigga.
You know, it's crazy. We was going to a video shoot. That's what it was. We was going to a video shoot. We didn't even know we was gonna end up running into Yukmouth. I just knew we were going to a video shoot. That's all I knew.
What were you doing hanging out with Suge, first and foremost?
Suge was just, Suge was hanging in the hoods. Suge was in the hood.
In Inglewood?
Suge used to be around in the hood. Just
Really?
L.A., just in LA, Suge be around.
Why?
I guess he ain't a $400 million man no more. Came back to the hood.
Well, he's somewhat of a target. You know, because leading up to that whole situation, you know, at the town's parking lot, he had been in a bunch of shit. Yeah. Been shot multiple times. He got into a bunch of fights, some of which that he lost.
Suge a real dude. Like, you know what I mean? Suge not know, like, I don't know, people like just think Suge was like just this TV character. Like, Suge is a real, like, he ain't no scary dude. Like, Suge was a big dude and he was tough. Like, he ain't no scary ass, like, you know what I mean? So you like, you know.
Yeah, but that tough guy shit doesn't hold water as you get older.
Look at him now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you were hanging out with Suge, and you guys were going to a video set, and then you ran into Yukmouth.
Ended up running into Yukmouth.
Okay, and he told the story.
Yeah.
Do you want to say what happened?
Yeah, I just know somebody ended up firing on Yuk. Yuk played dead.
Well, he played dead?
Yuk played dead. Like, Yuk
so somebody firing meaning someone punched him?
Yeah, somebody punched him.
Right.
Somebody punched Yuk.
We got to make that clear.
Yeah, somebody punched Yuk. Yuk immediately played dead. Like, he just acted like he just got killed. And just fell out and just like, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, Yukmouth is not a large guy.
Yeah, no.
He's, you know, he's like what? Not that tall and really skinny.
He didn't get hit that hard though. Like, dude really clipped. Dude like clipped it. He like kind of like, you know, kind of like just like a little dope fiend, but it wasn't like a knockout. It was just like nigga, shut up, like, and he just acted like he just was dead. And just, I'm like, man, that shit was just like, I don't like to bring it up because I don't want to make it seem like I'm harping on, like, you know, just whatever happened.
I mean, you're not the one that hit him.
Yeah, no, I didn't hit him. I didn't touch him.
Right. And, you know, I guess his watch was gone and something. And
he got stripped of a few items, allegedly, like, you know.
Okay. But Suge didn't have anything to do with it either.
Nah, Suge didn't touch him.
Right. But since Suge was there, LAPD would try to.
I don't understand. I still do not understand if you say you didn't see nothing and it wasn't nobody else around, like, how do they just know that it was Suge Knight? Like, that's what
Well, I guess someone called the police.
Who?
I don't know. Where were you guys?
In a parking lot. It was a dark parking lot. It was a grocery store parking lot.
Okay.
It was a dark parking lot. It was just a group of cars pulled up, and it was a group of men out. It wasn't just two dudes. I was like, at least like 7 people out here. At least like 7 dudes.
Suge is pretty recognizable though.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I just said I still don't understand how the police got it was Suge Knight. Like, I don't know where that came from. Like,
well, Yukmouth talked about the back and forth that you guys had. Did you see the interview?
Yeah, I saw it.
He said that y'all had a bumpy face contest. What were you guys beefing over?
Ah, man, it was a battle of the bumpy face, man. It was a battle of the bumpy face. You know, he definitely clearly won that one, man. You got me, bro. It's a battle of the bumpy face, man. You talking about my bumpy face, I'm talking about his bumpy face.
That nigga face
And you
bumpier
won.
than mine's though. Like that's what I don't understand. Like we can't have a bumpy face contest and your face bumpy as shit. Like I don't understand. Like nigga, Freddy Krueger looking us. Nigga crazy.
Shout out to Yukmouth, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Very
Yuck, though.
homie.
No, that's-
we go
nah.
way back. It doesn't sound all that serious. is
No,
what
it
I'm
ain't serious.
saying.
No, that's
Yeah.
my boy. Yeah, no, that's my boy.
That's why we're laughing about it. Not
Yeah.
not to you know. I'm not harping on him at all. It just sounds like kind of like some fun back and forth. shit.
Yeah, no, it ain't. Really, honestly, Yukmouth want to be just like me. Yukmouth admires me. Like I'm like Yukmouth big homie. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm like his internet big homie. Like I see Yukmouth, he want to be like me. Like you know, that's like my little protege now. I see he looks up to me. So
It's all good, man. Shout out to Yukmouth.
shout out to Yuck though.
You know, BG Knockout is a regular guest.
Yeah, that's my boy too.
Yeah, you fuck with him?
Yeah, I fuck with Knock.
We had some interesting conversations. You know, some people got upset over this, but it is what it is. You know, over, you know, talking about the difference between black gangs and Mexican gangs.
Yeah, I didn't really watch the whole interview. I kind of like, I heard a little whisper about it, but
Well, it just talked about how sort of the difference in the rules. And he said something kind of interesting in our last interview. You know, because he'd been in jail a lot, and you know,
he did a cool little stretch.
Yeah, he did a stretch in prison. And you know, he said in prison a lot of people read The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Certain gangs or certain races and groups have certain policies. You ever heard the book called The Art of War?
Yeah, Sun Tzu.
Okay, so this is one of the books that, you know, prison gangs and groups read in jail. They study this book and they live by it. Now, the whites in prison and the Mexicans, for the most part, have a policy that they can tell on anybody that's not a part of their group. It comes from the art of war. It's pretty much, you know, getting rid of your enemy by any means. And the greatest war fought is one that, the greatest war won is one that you don't have to fight necessarily, right? So, they have this thing, yo, and one thing that I do know is that if you at war, at odds with somebody or with an enemy, and you don't fight the war the same way, you're probably not gonna win.
I feel it makes us stronger though. Like,
Okay.
I feel us, for me, I feel it makes us stronger where y'all weak at. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see
Okay.
it.
I think that's a great way to answer that. So you would not snitch on your enemy?
No, snitching is snitching, no matter who you snitching on. Snitching is snitching. Like, no. Hell no. A snitch is a snitch. No matter if it's your enemy, a snitch is a snitch. If you snitch on your enemy, you snitch on your friend. A nigga that don't, a snitch, a man that doesn't snitch. So I'm not gonna see, I can't find no avenue of snitching to be okay. Like, there's no avenue of snitching that's gonna be okay. A snitch is a snitch, period.
Well, you know, I interviewed Freeway Ricky Ross, and his plug took the stand and got him life in prison. And he said something kind of interesting in our interview, and he said, once I got to prison, what I realized was I had to take responsibility. What would happen if he walked in the room right now?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
I have absolutely nothing against him.
Really?
Nah. Wasn't his fault. See, the way I look at it is, first of all, I made the mistake of getting in the drug business. That was my first mistake. My next mistake was I went back into the drug business after I said I quit.
Yeah.
So what he did is he only did what people do in the drug business. They tell. They set you up. And for somebody to go into the drug business and not understand that, which I was in the drug business and didn't understand it, but I came to grips with it.
Do you agree, number one?
Totally agree.
You've been snitched on?
Oh, I've definitely been snitched on.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
By who?
I've been snitched on by my own crime before.
Really?
Yeah, dude,
Your own homie.
my own homie, we was hitting licks together, and we got caught up, And that fool told everything. He told everything. I'm sitting there keeping it silent, ready to take it to trial. Then I find out the day we finna go start trial, the fucking DA come and they present this new evidence. So the lawyer like your boy ratted on you. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, they said you did everything with your man read the shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I just took the deal right there. I ain't even play. I took the deal. Fuck it.
Can you say what you were charged
It was
for?
burglary.
Burglary.
Residential burglary.
So you guys broke into a house.
Yeah, we was kids though. I was like
Okay.
15 years old. 16.
And he broke into the house right along with you.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have priors at the time?
No.
Clean
We was
record.
kids. We was kids.
You were both kids.
Yeah, it was kids.
You guys both break into a house. What'd you end up taking?
Just, stereos and bullshit. It was bullshit.
Some bullshit.
It was kids.
How'd you get caught?
We actually the crazy part, we lived it was our own apartment complex.
Oh, yeah, you talked about this last time.
Yeah, I
Okay,
lived in
yeah.
my
So
apartment.
you got
So,
caught robbing in your
by
own
the,
apartment.
There was the maintenance man.
Okay. So he turns around and tells on you.
Yeah.
Does he get to walk away?
Yeah, he didn't do no time.
And you end up getting what?
I took 4 to 6 months in camp, short-term camp program.
That was your first time getting locked up?
No, that was my second time getting locked up, but that was my first time going to camp.
Okay. How'd you feel after that happened?
That shit was so heartbreaking because all right, for one, that was like my boy, like my everyday boom coon nigga. And then for two, we did everything together. Like we was really hitting licks. Like we was doing a lot of shit. Like it wasn't even just that. Like we was doing we was doing shit. Like, so my boy was there when one nigga had a squabble, we was fighting together, all the shit. So I was like, that was really my boy. But when that shit happened, it was like, that shit really was like, I ain't gonna lie, like I low key wanted to cry. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I remember sitting in court. I remember, like I swear to God, I remember sitting in court. And I remember my ears started ringing, like my ear. I don't know why, like you never got slapped in here. My ears was ringing, like, and I don't know. I swear to God, I felt this. I don't know if they call it a heat flash or what. I just felt this. I just felt hot, and like my ears were ringing, like, and tears like started welling up in my eyes, like for a second. And I just remember sitting there thinking, and I was like, I'll take the deal. Just tell them, give me the deal. And they were like, you want to take the deal? I was like, yeah, just I'll take the camp program, fuck it. Cause they were like, they was trying to send me to YA. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna fight this shit. So I was about to take it to trial, like an idiot, about to take it to trial. She like, you don't want to take it to trial. I'll take it to trial.
Well, did you see him afterwards?
No, I never seen him again. You know what's the crazy part? I found him on Facebook. Like one day, like I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I wonder what's up with this dog. And I just jumped on Facebook and typed in their name and I found him. And I hit him up, I sent him a message. And he opened it, he saw, but he didn't respond. He didn't respond. I hit him and his brother too.
He didn't want that conversation. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I just interviewed Mo3.
Did you?
This artist from Dallas.
Yeah, I've been checking him out lately myself.
Yeah, and he had a similar story. Have you had a situation when people snitched on you?
My best friend.
Your best friend snitched on you.
Best friend.
Can you talk about that situation?
Yeah, that's what I went to prison for.
Oh, for the 2 years?
Yeah.
Over that robbery? Oh, well, it was 4 robberies, you said.
I only had 2, but I took his 2. After I took his 2, he still told on me. I already took your 2. What did you tell for?
Okay, wait, hold on. This sounds crazy. So you had 4 robberies.
I had 2.
You had 2 robberies you've been charged.
Then I came back and got indicted 2 more times. But I'm knowing that these not mine. It's cool. I'm gonna take my partner charge. I'm already in here. He not in here. I'm already in here.
Did you ever see him after that?
Yeah.
Okay, what
Showed
happened?
up in my video shoot. The Hold Your Tongue.
The guy that told on you showed up at your video shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
We was on the block. We was on Forest Lane. He walked up. Big Mama's Chicken sit in the corner. And then it's a gas station across the street. I seen him when he was walking. We in front of the shoe store and we in front of Sharks. It's a little fish and chicken spot right there in the hood. I see him walking from a distance. I'm already seeing him. Like, everybody right here, the cameraman right here, and I see him coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, he know what to say. What's up, bro? Like, what's up? I see you doing your thing, bitch, shooting the video and shit. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I love that nigga so much, I was cool with him for a little bit. It didn't settle in my head that this nigga told on me.
Like, honestly, I don't want to do nothing to no snitch. Like, anybody that's a snitch, I stay far away. Like, I don't want to do nothing. Like, once I hear a nigga snitching, I don't even tell me who snitched. I don't even want to know who snitching. Fuck that. Don't tell me shit.
Cardi B.
I love Cardi B.
Yeah, I've interviewed her.
I love
Yeah, man, she's dope. But what did you think about the whole drugging dudes and robbing them, or setting up dudes with transsexuals after drugging them? And
I mean,
have you seen girls do this type of shit?
These prostitutes do a lot to survive out here. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Not to say Cardi was a prostitute.
Not saying that, but you know.
Well, if you're going home with a dude after the strip club for money,
that's prostitution. Right?
It just is what it is.
I mean, it's a form of prostitution. Like, you know what I mean? I'll say.
If you go home to fuck a dude who's paying you,
that's a prostitute.
I don't think there's a form. I think it actually is classic prostitution.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So, I mean, it's not really like, I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and say she right. Like, you know, of course she was wrong. Like, it's not right on any level. Like, you know, but these girls do a lot of things out here, so it's not surprising, is what I mean. Like, it's not surprising to hear, like, that she did something like that, or that she used to do things like that. It's like, you know.
Well, I mean, you talked about it online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you seen girls do this?
I mean,
do you know dudes gotten robbed by girls?
Like, yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see girls do it, but you know what I mean? I know dudes that done been with hoes in a hotel room and maybe done got slipped a roofie or whatever, and wake up and they fucking jewelry gone, money gone, car gone. I'm like, hell yeah, I done seen that shit. That happened to my own homeboy. He a pimp. He was a pimp. Fucking with some little hoe. He thought he met two little new bros. Like, oh yeah, I got these two little new bros. Got comfortable. We fucked on the bros. Have threesome the first day. You fall asleep in the pussy. Get all comfortable. Them bitches robbed his. Took the. He had a not the Benz. The Cadillac, the big Cadillac DTSs at the time when they was new. Took his car, all his jewelry, money. Bullshit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you don't know the person,
don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable. Yeah, I mean, because she was talking about how she slip a dude, you know, a perk and bring a tranny in, and just really, just
treacherous, just treacherous.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, she didn't really deny it either. I mean, she kind of denied it, but not really.
I mean, she didn't get caught, so.
She didn't get caught. And people were mad. They're like, well, you know, Bill Cosby's in prison. But then again, there's no victim.
Who's the victim?
Right. A couple of dudes DM me about it. Like, yo, man, I was one of the dudes that, I'm like, well, what's the proof? And they just didn't answer after that.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to go head up with Cardi over
it's like
DM, you know?
It's like drinking and driving. Drinking and driving is wrong, but people go to the bars. People, like, everybody drove to the restaurant. We drove to the bar. Everybody drinks and drive. But this is the thing.
I don't know. I don't really drink and drive.
People drink and drive. Like,
I'm not saying everyone doesn't. Me personally.
Yeah, like but
for me, it's not worth it.
I'm not saying this is what I'm saying. I'm saying like everyone, a lot of people drink and drive, but everyone doesn't get caught driving drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people drink and drive, but everyone doesn't get caught driving drunk. So it's kind of like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. You were in Boston Celtics gear today. You know that's one of the most racist cities ever, right?
You know what it is? I just love the color.
Is that what it is?
I call this Inglewood green. This Inglewood green.
Yeah, I mean, because, I haven't interviewed John Sally. He said some of his most racist experiences
were in Boston?
Was when he would play against Boston in the city. Did you experience that type of
racism?
Yeah. From fans?
Yeah.
Really? What's the craziest thing someone's told you at a game?
I've been in Boston.
Ah, there you go.
So I say this. My favorite team was the Boston Celtics growing up.
Okay.
Because they were the first to hire a black coach. I can say it. That was my reason. 2, I love Bill Russell. Left-handed, block shots, and had a nice little hook shot, and can run the court. And it was known as an intelligent player. He chose when to retire. I like everything about Bill Russell. The things they would say to him, and he played on the team. But I would Russell, he's right. This time, he don't have to put up with that. Not saying we did. We just were so desensitized. He's not.
That's crazy. But for me, it's these is actually like the Inglewood High School colors, like this green and white. It's like the similar green, so I always like Boston for that, just for that reason.
Cool, man. Well, listen, man, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
For sure, rest well, Nip.
By the time this comes out, his funeral would have already happened. I guess they're doing like a 25-mile procession, you know, through all the neighborhoods.
That is huge.
You know?
He got a song called Real Big with Marsha Ambrosia, and you should check that out. But I was just listening to that song and watching the events, everything that's going on. I'm like, damn, like he really manifested that. Like one day he did it real big. He doing it huge.
Well, you know, it's great. I mean, well, number one, I want to say that when someone dies, it's a tragedy. Oh. You know, but like for example, you know, Rod Newt, it was a guy who I've interviewed. He was like this, you know, kind of gangster figure out of the Bay Area who's, you know, had connections with Michael Jackson and everything else like that. And he died recently. He actually died a couple of days before we were supposed to do an interview, you know, his second interview with us. And when he died, you know, they had you know, his funeral at the biggest church in San Francisco, and then they had a horse-drawn, you know, carriage afterwards, you know, here with the Nipsey, you know, Hussle situation. They found the biggest venue in LA, Staples Center, and it sold out in 20 minutes.
Crazy.
You know, they're doing this huge procession. And I think that it's just important, you know, people who accomplish things in their life, like you know, like these two, I just love when they do pass that there is this type of funeral and this type of grandeur to this thing, as opposed to like, you know, like Dick Gregory, who's a legend, had a fucking GoFundMe page by his family when he died. Crazy. You know what I mean? Dick Gregory, who's a bigger name than all these guys, you know, had a fucking GoFundMe. Like I hate to see this shit, you know, or Combat Jack, who was like, you know, a blogger, you know, who's kind of in a similar vein as me.
He passed?
Yeah, he passed, I think maybe a year ago or something. And his family had a GoFundMe asking for like $250,000, and I spoke out against that shit. Like, yo, come on, cut it out.
Fuck $250,000.
$250,000.
That shit
like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Fucking
I mean, that's a hustle. That's a hustle to me. Like, I hate when I see that type of shit. Yeah, people starting GoFundMe pages and just trying to whatever. Like, you know, if you accomplish a lot of things, man, have some money put aside for a really nice funeral for yourself. Yeah. That's the least you could do. Don't have your family try to scramble and put together some bullshit.
He was doing too well, like, not to have a huge funeral. Like, he was doing real well. They was getting money. Business was lucrative. Like, he deserved a funeral like that, though. Like,
I agree. I mean, the last time there was a funeral at the Staples Center was Michael Jackson.
You feel me? So that's huge. That's huge for the city.
Yeah, man. I think it's dope, and I think that it's important, you know, for the family that you leave behind, that they see that type of, you know,
legacy. It's the legacy.
The legacy. You know, when you have children, when you have family, like, they get to see that as opposed to some bullshit GoFundMe funeral, you know, and you know.
I only pray I get the same send-off, man.
I think that's what we should all aspire to. You know, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man.
No doubt.
No doubt. Peace.